All right, people, how we doing? At the end of the day, I haven't done a cardboard PC Kingdom build in a bit. I got rid of the other ones because I said before they're really detailed PCs, and they're going to take a lot to put together and build. But the one I want to do called the Wind Tunnel PC, that's a little easier to do, and the parts aren't going to be like overboard, or the build's not going to be overboard. These are overbuilt board builds, but I'm waiting for these to dry because I had to reattach the motherboards to the base of the PC. But you need to get a fan on here. Pretty sure the glue has dried already, but still, make sure just in case before I stand these back up. They're dried nicely. Next time I think I'm going to do a nut and bolt system instead. But I do like the ones I got with the ice cubes in this one. So they're drying right now. And while that's drying, I'm going to start building me my Windback PC, Wind Tunnel PC. Simple, basic build. I do need my knife. This actually knife comes in pretty handy. This is a pretty good one. So let me see. And we're waiting for parts to get here from Amazon. Stuff I need for work. Alright, let me see. Basic build. I'm trying to figure out the size of a 200 millimeter fan. Like, how big is that? Really, how big is a 200 millimeter fan? Right now, we just need to get the size for the power supply. And that's basically about it. And this one we actually are going to put together, because it shouldn't take much to do it. I'm trying to figure if I want to go the route of just getting an old Dell and stripping it out. But then again, what would I have to replace on the Dell to get it to function? Well, that 240 millimeter, if 200 millimeter, wow, 200 watt power supply definitely would have to go, because you can't use that on that. I have the motherboard and everything all in one hit, though. But it might be cheaper if I piece it together bit by bit. And on top of it, I do want to use a ITX board on this. I'm going to have to for the giant fans I have to install in. So my fans on here are going to be two 200 millimeter fans, back and front. So oh man, really? All right, let me see. Ink pen would be the first thing to start with, and then I keep losing the templates for the power supply. I just have to make another one. I keep losing those while my other PCs are getting ready to be set back up, and because I had to put the reinforce it for the motherboards. Let me see. I know one thing, we got glow in the dark paint, so at least we can start getting that done. I haven't bought any black paint. I ain't got no black paint at all, period. I gotta go buy some black paint. And some glue and stuff like that. So I think I'll just build it in pieces. I'll get the power supply and grab the motherboard. We piece with the motherboard here, get an idea how big the motherboard, and I'll pick up the two fans, 200 millimeters, which are RGBs, by the way. So I get to light this thing up a little bit. Okie doke. Power supply can be right here, because that's fantastic for power supply. I'm only putting in two fans. That's it. One here, one in the back, motherboard on the top, liquid cooling system at the bottom, right there, and that's it. M2 sticks will be on there, so I don't have to have anything in there or there. Simple and plain. I'm trying to think, do I really need all that space right there? It would have been just easier if I just installed it there and put the motherboard right there. But then I wouldn't be able to put in... I guess I would still be able to put in a port. Fan's 200 millimeter, but I do want to see a fan there. But then again, that's a big fan. What the frick you gonna? How you gonna attach the motherboard? The fan's that big on the front. Fan in the back could be that way. But fan in the front would be different. All right, I have to rethink that strategy right there. Oh, dagnabbit. It's got me a little bit baffled here. Yeah, because where in the world would you put... Yeah, because you'd have to put the motherboard directly on top of the fan. The fan's going to be here. Where you got to put the motherboard at? You get the fan spinning. Unless you get a grill. If you get a grill over top of it, you can put the motherboard on the grill. And the grill would have to be attached to the fan. Or you get to put in a bolt system to do that. You would have to put a bolt system in there. We can put the fan in the back and put 120 millimeter here, 140 here, and then you can put the whatchamacallit right here. I'm trying to make this thing as small as possible. Yeah, that would be, if I put this here and put the big one in the back to draw air through, that'd be perfect. I really like to have both of them side by side on top. That'd be really nice. I'm just baffled here. I'm trying to figure out exactly how would we even go about doing that. Man, you would have to hit. Oh, this is going to be different. It's a little complicated. Supposed to be simple. Never simple. Never until simple. Always something complicated. Oh, something good. A different one. These would be the fan grills. These are 120 million, 140s. Ones I have over there for the PlayStation. So they'll fit here. You sort of have to figure out how to attach motherboard screws to this. Ugh. Oh man, I didn't even think about this too well. The back I thought would be easy to do. The front, I do want another giant fan there. I literally want the motherboard to be sitting on top of a giant fan. What if we install the motherboard inside? With the motherboard, with the fan inside. That's blocking a ton of air. It'd be better if it's on the outside. It's on the outside. We put in a bolt system. Where are we connecting it to? We put a bolt system. Oh yeah. That definitely would be done. If you put this here and we did bolt systems on that one. So the PlayStation 4 behind this, the box system is screwed in. It's not glued in. We have to screw it in here and here, here and here. That's what we'll have to do, because we did the other one the same way. We put it to a screw system. I'm trying to figure out where the screws are going to be sitting on top of. They're going to be sitting directly on top of here. Does that even work? I mean, is that even possible that will work? Where is my motherboard screws at? Motherboard screws. And you're going to have to find something to fuse that to, literally. A block of ice. Oh yeah, I forgot about the block of ice cubes. They actually were pretty good for post. They were fantastic for post. block eyes here. They work fantastic for posts. So we can put this here on top of the post. And the post can be glued down to here. So let's experiment to see if that would work. I am going to put I've been dying to do an RX 580 setup. That's what I'm going to do. Definitely going to do one of those. Already, I can hear the screaming of freaking people who don't build PCs about what I'm doing. You don't build, so, if you did build, give me a link to your channel. I can check out some of your stuff, but I never get anything back, so, I'll take it as it is. Let me see how well. I know how well this glues because I actually glued my screws on it for that. No problem. You know how I know you don't build? Because everybody knows that PC is all about modifications. Every PC builder will tell you that. It's all about modification to build it any way you want, the freedom to build whatever you want. No one sits there and complains about someone's mod build in the day because, again, it's all about customization, how they customize for themselves. Excuse me. The only people who complain about that are console gamers. You'll complain, the PC, about how we customize our machines. That's how it goes. So that's how I know it's not a PC builder. I think they made the statement. And besides, they wouldn't have forgot the motherboard. So I'm doing a test run to see if that would actually stay on there. Making an own motherboard post from there. I have never ever criticized any PC builder at all, period. I go in and watch their builds. I see how they put stuff together. Like, oh shoot, I can learn something. We learn stuff from each other. We actually learn from each other. And if it comes to like some crazy parts or whatever, we just question it because you never know. You always learn something new. Like someone could have figured out something like, ooh, wait a minute, you can actually do that? Like that's freaking cool. Like how did you do that? We learn from each other. And keep in mind, there's category class in PC. A noob would say we're all PC gamers. No, there's category class in PC. There's different types of PC builders. You got programmers, you got builders, but you got modders too. I'm the modder. I mean, what it modifies all kinds of stuff to make it look the way I want. There's different types of modders. So there is a whole classified PC at the end of the day where you have a console gamer going and go, oh yeah, you're all PC. No. We're all PC, but we're different class of PC. So you have the elitists, you have standard, you have the standard builds, elitist builds, and then you have the more like the budget builds. You got people that start from a bare bone kit with a power supply and basically a case. You got people that start with just nothing but an empty case, and you got people that don't use cases at all. That's my category. I don't like using cases. I feel like I'm basically trapped when I'm in a case because I got to put things where it's supposed to be at. I want to put them where I want to put them at. So I like to modify everything. And you say PC super expensive, that would have been back in the day. That would have been back in the day where PC was like super expensive. No, PC is not expensive to build. So the thing about PC at the end of the day, you have the ability to customize anything you want. That's why we don't get basically ridiculed and basically banned for modding in games. We never do. If anything, you get paid off of them. Like that guy who made the Macho Man Dragon in freaking Skyrim, he got paid for that. That's cool as my ever seen in my entire life. Dragon running to my sky's the limit. Slam to a Slim Jim. I thought it was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh yeah, that definitely held up quite nicely too. Yeah, so that'll definitely work. Yep. That basically comes all from consoles. Y'all do that. And then you got console gamers that can't stand console gamers who mod either. They can't stand them. Because I modded one of my consoles out. I got all kinds of flack at the end of the day for doing that. Oh, you think you're better than the rest of us because your console looks different and blah, blah, blah. And this, that, and the other. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me at the end of the day? Like, really? I'm going to report you to Xbox for basically modifying you. First things first, that report nonsense, bullcrap. Now, how many reports you have to have when you really get an account banned? It's a whole lot. It takes a whole lot. It's over 75,000. It's a whole lot. You get account banned. Somebody ever got account banned? Like, what the freak did you do? It takes a lot to do it. Put it this way. When those kids come on there and they start ranting about how I know somebody at Microsoft and they could ban you, first things first, even if you did know someone at Microsoft, and if they drop my account on one complaint, I can file a complaint against Microsoft and the person did it and get their job at the or get them suspended, because you can't do that. If that was the case and they suspended or blocked or banned anyone on Xbox who did anything by saying anything, there'd be no one on the play. And they wouldn't make any money. So you have to have a certain amount, and I mean it's a lot, in order to get an account banned. Now, what would get your account banned faster is hardware modifications, because I had 2 bans for hardware modification when I found out that Microsoft sends out these little pings that basically they can figure out whether or not if your hardware is legit or not. Yeah. Been there already. Been there and done it. But that's what we call gut swap. If you know what those are. Now, they can ban your IP address. They do that too. But then when you're running like a T1 network server and you're running like 15 PPOEs on your account, I don't think that's a problem. You just drop one, upload another one, and boop, back in. That's it. I had one that had 15 on them. IP addresses. So it allows me to go back in if I want. But then I learned the long run and started masking IP addresses, because then after a while, Microsoft has this funny thing about basically you modding your games, and you should be able to. Why don't they just set up a mod lobby at the end of the day? Get a mod lobby, make it so only modders can go in there and have fun. I think that'd be fantastic. See, there you go, problem solved. Now, if you're caught actually doing a modded game that's online, that's a different story. Then you need to have your account shut down, because again, that's cheating. Ain't nothing worse than playing GTA and somebody can just fire around and just kill you from halfway across the board. There's no fun in that whatsoever. But they should have a lobby that other modders can get together and have fun. Man, you have any idea the fun people had coming into our lobbies at the end of the day, which we had to be careful because we never knew someone was going to snitch. But anyway, I mean, Left 4 Dead, they modded the daylights out of that game, man. You had the giant tank, little tiny tanks. The board's nothing but tanks. It rains witches. It rains gnomes. You get access to the roller coaster. All that stuff. We had so much fun. The reappear, disappear. This is where you put the game on the hardest level, and you just pop up into the safe room, and you automatically get the achievement. But yeah, that's fun. You know what I mean? Change out the weapons. Everybody gets flamethrowers. Everybody gets Desert Eagles. Everybody gets freaking rail guns. Everybody gets Star Wars saber. You got to be kidding me! So much fun in the game. So that's what they should do. They should have modded lobbies where people who mod can go in and have fun. And then that way you can record your stuff and all that stuff and not worry about your account being banned or somebody snitching on you at the end of the day. You can really have some fun in there. That's what you start doing. They should influence that. They really should. They're going to do it anyway. They should influence it. It'd be fun. And then that way you can invite people into your room and they can see what your world is all about. You know what I mean? That'd be hot. They should do that. PC does it already. PC allows you to go into mod games. You can upload your mods for people to check out. So it's pretty cool. They should do it that way. And people got mod skills at the end of the day. You show off some of the cool stuff you like to do. I was in one modded lobby where the guy actually turned all the cars in Burnout Paradise into big wheels. That was the most fun I ever had in my entire life. Skipping around the corner. You actually had to pull the brake in order to get the power slide. Shopping carts, horses. Yeah, it was pretty fun. I had a ball. I had a modded lobby in Call of Duty. When you shot somebody, it made weird noises. Like a clown's noise. That's what it did through the whole thing. All melee weapons sounded like you were hitting the clown's nose. Like, don't. It was hilarious. And they're crying and laughing over that. You sounded like someone was squeezing one of those stuffed dog toys. It was hilarious. It was like I stabbed the fine time. I was in there crying and laughing. We had so much fun on that. but I do want to make it smaller. So let me get back to what I'm thinking here. Those are a good size. Those are small. I would like to have it smaller. And have a 280 millimeter fan. Some motherboard be here. Put the giant fan here, here, and here. You could put it on the grill system. If you put it on the grill system, we could drill it down. It'd be right directly on top of the grill. So power supply would have to be down here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm putting the motherboard directly on top of the fan on a grill on the filter. And we'll have to do it with the screw system. It has to be done. The filter's got to come out, they got to be cleaned, that's why. And the question is, how big is the 200 millimeter fan? Let me see. Where the freak is my other cell phone at? I need to figure that out. How big is it? Okay, let me see. How many inches is a 200 millimeter fan for PC case? $7.85 inches. I doesn't feel like it's that big. Oh, never mind. That is big. 7.85. Jeez. That's a big fan. 7.85 inches. Bigger question. Do they make grills for this thing, or we have to make our own? Fan PC grill for 200 millimeter fan. Hey, you make them. That's interesting. Fan filter system for 200 millimeter. Make the filters too. Alright, let me see. If I go with the filters, I really can't see the fan. So I might just do the cage system. If I do the cage system, I can definitely see the fan. And that would give me a more sturdier. Oh yeah, that definitely would work. Okay, that definitely works. That would definitely. Okay, I figured it out. That would definitely work. That would definitely work. I know exactly how we're going to do it. Let me see. Let me check something for me. I got a package coming through. Make sure I can get this package. All right, guys. Amazon will say we were here. Like no, we weren't. My power supply comes in there. Oh, my power supply. Alright, let me see. Alright, so that's not bad. I figured out a way how we can do it. I want to put the motherboard directly on top of the fan. That's how I want to do it. So we're definitely going to have to put this here, put the power supply right here. Fan system here, fan system in the back. And they're talking about around so what that 8 inches, 7 inches. Man, I wish I had a 200 millimeter, would have been nice. Really? Measuring tape. It just had measuring tape. Where is it? Did I put it back there? No, I did not. That's about 7 inches. This is 7 inches across. This is almost about the size of that fan. That's about the size of the fan, right there. Pink pen. Oh shoot, maybe sitting on measuring tape. So that is very the size of what we need. Exactly the same size. I can use that. If I cut it right, I can use it as a template. Super sharp. Hey, wait, why are you doing it this way? You know how any no, this is gonna pain in the neck. This has gotta be doubled up. This definitely gotta be doubled up. Seriously? That's gotta be doubled up. So we can't even cut that right. That's gonna have to be doubled up. Oh, mother Sam I am. Did you forget to buy scissors today? You're supposed to buy scissors today. So this thing's got a nice slice to it. Hopefully we're going to get a box with this. Okay. That slice through? I don't think so, people. Oh, good slice through. Wow. I told you this thing is sharp. I sharpened the daylights out of this thing, man. This thing is razor sharp. I have to cut right through this thing. Look at that. One thing, people, learn how to sharpen your blades. This is like a cheap blade that I got from the store, and I sharpened this thing up so freaking sharp, man. This thing will cut just through anything. So gotta be careful and take a finger off with this thing. Sure they can cut through that too. Keep on long, dude. Got scissors them all. Super sharp. Man, get me another one of these. It's a fantastic utility blade now. That, come on, really? And cut through the box too. Jeez. We're gonna slice this thing up pretty badly. Box, please. Right. Try not to get that box. Oh, what a box. Let's get to that side well enough. Take a finger. Just got a regular box. But we're good. Just gonna get that front interface done a little better. right? The box. Reinforced structure. So building a box around a box. Because this will strengthen the structure nicely. As in the store, some say, hey, you're forgetting something like scissors. You really forgot to buy scissors. Here, buddy. I'm gonna get me another one of these. I'm gonna do a real nice sharp job on these things. I want it to make extra razor sharp. This one's actually pretty good. But like I said, these are cheap knives that you get, man, but you get a good sharpening stone, man. Okay, I'm getting better at it. I didn't even touch the foam this time. I gotta be a little lighter on it. Not have to put much pressure into it. Enough pressure, but not too much pressure. Whoop, we got to put a little pressure on that one. There we go. Okay, which side is this fold on? I'm looking at it right here. Oh, it's folding there. Okay, cool. That'll definitely have my measurements off. Yep. See how long it's done? I like to slice them with the knife better. I wonder if I can build this whole thing with just the knife by itself. That'd be kind of cool. And like, where do you see here? Now we got reinforcement on the box. That's much better. I can do it now. This is not going to say shut, does it? Oh, Now we got a better structure for it. Sheesh, what is going on? I'm freaking cool. It's supposed to not want to stay shut. Now they stay shut. finger. Study winter waste. Man, that came out nice, man. Bam. Nice, perfect circle. Whew. Let's see. So it'd be at where the PF, right about there maybe? Let's see, right about there, between the P and the L, between the P and the L. You know, it's half the A, so it's actually half the A. And then obviously, what am I talking about? Trust me. That's why it's great to put boxes with A letters on them. Coming down the avenue. Now usually, these offices in here have air conditioning. When I had air conditioning here last year, I almost froze to death in here. I literally froze to death. It was way too cold. You know, way too cold. I couldn't take it. It was driving me nuts in here. So, this time, we don't have the air conditioning on in here. But the hallway is ice cold. So basically, it's nice in here, even when we run them. But when they wanted to charge you for a tower fan, I decided to build my own with the scrap I had sitting around. So this right here is my own tower fan. I can stick this in between my door and the wall, and it'll fit there quite nicely. I got a Velcro system that I actually have that's going to lock in between the door, take it down anytime I want to it. And these right here, I have a switch coming in that's going to allow me to run all these through a Molex adapter with a speed controller to speed all these up. These are 1500 RPMs. These are 4000 right here. It's going to take all that air out there, suck it back in here, and then the fans we have here with the air cooling system is going to circulate air. I learned all that when I was in the garage. So you take all that stuff with you somewhere. That's why I left it in the day. They don't know that this stuff is not. I've never said anything about nothing being attached because I felt that when the air conditioner was on it. I never told them because I don't want them to attach it. It's like when I in here, automatically, because the projectors generate literally so much heat in there, I have to cover the vents up. So yeah, I'm perfectly fine with it because I had to build my own. I built my own system because they wanted something like $90, $130 for those fan towers. I'm like, man, we can build that ourselves. Put a fan controller on it. That's it. Runs through a basic Molex adapter. And boom, that's it. And the cool thing about it is I can put like they have maybe like 2 or 3 fans in there. I can put 10 fans on there, run it there with no problem. But I'm doing 3 for right now, and I can change my RPMs on how fast I want them. Better off just building it yourself. That's why I like it better when I'd rather be in a situation where I don't have all the comforts of home because then I can learn, I can teach and learn, I can learn new things. That's what I liked about the garage. The garage had nothing in there. I had to learn everything while I was in there. Some people at the end of the day, they have to have those comforts in life. They have to. That's them at the end. I'm on the other hand, I like to live it the way I like to use my own hands. I like to build, figure things out, how to survive. Keep in mind, those of you at the end of the day, when the grid collapses one day, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Because again, you got used to the comforts of this world. There we go. Crazy to say, I would think McAfee, out of all of them, would probably have more experience of being out in the woods. He just seems like that type of person, yes. He's like a person that's been in the woods for a bit. I'm not saying to be disrespectful, but I think he has some camping skills. He's got to. Where he's at right now, he would have to have camping skills. So he's in a very wooded area. So if you're in a wooded area, you know how to camp, fish, all that stuff at the end of the day. I'm pretty sure he's good at that. But because of his physical build, he would have some challenges, definitely. But I think he would probably be able to survive a little better. Rogers would starve to death. He would literally starve to death out there. He really would. Jamie, no, he wouldn't survive it in any way whatsoever. He's not built for it. He's not designed for it. But I got a funny feeling that whatchamacallit would? Yeah, he would do it. He looks like a person who's been out in the woods quite a few times. He does. As for the other one, he would definitely die on the first date. He definitely would. He would probably lose his mind on the first day being out there. No compass, nothing at all. I mean, this is all you pretty much get at the end of the day. If you hang around some of my military family at the end of the day and they camp at the end of the day, they don't do glamping. They do actual survival camping. This is pretty much all you'll get. Maybe you'll get a tarp and you get some water. But most likely, you can drink from the lake. So you better figure out how to basically cause some fires at the end of the day because you got to purify that water. Look at that. Boom, people. Boom. See? Boom. Perfect. Boom. Look at that. Boom. Kaboom. That's why we did the measurement. See right here? See the perfect? You bring it over the top. You bring it over the top here. Bring it down here. Drop it here. The letters that I cut into was basically half of the A right there. So that let me know that half of the A right here would actually be the same size on that side. And that's how I got a perfect hole. Without using any measuring tape at all whatsoever. I barely ever use measuring anyway when I build stuff. Paco, you want a flying saucer? Look around here galloping. Put this in here so I can jam this up a little bit. That's better. Oh, no, you're still. I'm going to stay. You're not going to open up again. Make sure. There we go. Oh. What are you doing? Being extra weirdo. Alright, so we got that part built right there. One nice and sturdy case, that's the first part. Done. And we just got to get the template for the power supply. Oh, great goodness, what am I sticking on down here? Let's do that. I can't do the whole glamping thing. I can't do that thing. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. It would take all the fun out of it. I have to sleep with my body close to the earth. You wake up and find all kinds of interesting friends that decided to enter into your tent late at night while you were asleep. I like to watch the bushcrafting, and they talk about weird stuff that happened to them in the woods, like gee whiz Louise, like something hitting the side of the RV or something. Okay, we got it this way. So we're gonna do it this way. That's the same size as the power supply right there. So we're definitely gonna have to reinforce this. Give me a minute. I gotta go check on my Amazon orders coming through. So I gotta flash out for a minute. Hello, people. This is gonna be a be continued. I gotta get my packages. I gotta wait for them. I got some stuff in there I really do need for work. Hope you enjoyed. Gotta go, and God bless.